Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday and happy July. We are chatting all things weather as we start this new week. We have a little bit of haze in the sky, but still partly cloudy, sunny. We're going to be hot today. No big surprise there. High near 99 this afternoon with a lot of humidity in place. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Ask your questions. If you're traveling across the state, across the country, we can certainly go into that and the weather across the nation and also the tropics, which will dive into detail in a little bit about Hurricane Beryl, the first major hurricane of the Atlantic season. It's moving into the Caribbean as we speak, and that will mean more rain for them. Dangerous seas, dangerous travel for the Caribbean through at least Friday and Saturday. And then by this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, that's when we could look at the potential impact for coastal regions across the U.S. But depending on the track and movement and intensity, that is all subject to change. Outside right now, though, mostly clear to partly cloudy, a little hazy due to some Saharan dust. We'll start off in the tropics. Take a look. This is Hurricane Beryl. It is almost near a Cat 5. It downgraded briefly to a Cat 3 this morning, and then back to a Cat 4, and then now it is at almost Cat 5. It's a 150-mile-an-hour storm, so the sustained wind speeds are moving at that speed. For it to be a Cat 5, it needs to reach 157 or greater, and it's not far from that. I'll zoom in, show you the extent of it. It's moving west-northwest at 20 miles an hour. It's a fast-moving system. Pressure has dropped in the last 12 hours from 960 millibar to 950. So this is a powerful hurricane that has no reason to weaken in the next 24 hours. So heads up for the Leeward Islands, St. Lucia. It's passing through Barbados, but still has a Category 4. It's moving across the Lesser Antilles Islands as we speak and entering the Caribbean. You can see the eye from satellite imagery from far up in space. Really incredible. So that's a look at Hurricane Beryl. Again, Category 4, but nearing Category 5 status. It will remain Category 4 at least through tomorrow morning, and then as it kind of moves through the Caribbean through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it'll gradually weaken because of wind shear. Wind shear is the increase of wind speed and height, so meaning if it's a sheared environment, that can help tear apart the storm. With that being said, it only downgrades to Cat 3, Cat 2, and then eventually Cat 1 by 6 a.m., which will be good news for like countries Belize, eastern Mexico, Cancun. That'll mean less of an impact with a weakening system, but still a powerful hurricane as it progresses through the Caribbean and passes over Jamaica probably by about Wednesday and Thursday as a Cat 2 south of Cuba and south of Puerto Rico. And then eventually this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, that's when it'll reemerge into the Gulf of Mexico, but as a tropical storm. That land interaction will actually serve as something to tear it apart. When you lose water, it's the source of energy for a tropical system. So as it moves over Mexico this weekend, that'll mean a weakening system, but as it reemerges over water, we'll have to watch for any re-intensification on Sunday and Monday this time next week. So 7 to 8 days out, still a lot of time to watch it. Meantime, Saharan dust, very low amounts of it between now and Tuesday. By Wednesday, it disperses, and we're looking A-OK for the rest of the week. We may see another plume move in on Saturday, but we'll keep you posted. Meantime, temperatures, we are hovering in the 80s right now. Guadalupe, good morning. Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you so much. 88 at Lackland, 87 at Bandera, pair 8s in Devine and more. Similar numbers up the I-35 corridor. A little warmer up towards Austin, actually. 92. Mid-80s across the hill country, near 90 at Del Rio and 91 at Port Lavaca towards the Texas Gulf Coast. Today's forecast, 99 to 100. It's going to be pretty hot. Probably one of some of our areas to the south may even reach 102 to 103. Average is 94, but instead we'll be hitting about 100 degrees, about 6 degrees above the July average. We shouldn't be this hot, but we are, and it's just what it is. Out there, we are not seeing any rain. There were a couple of sea breeze showers that got a little active around 4 and 5 o'clock yesterday. But we're not expecting that today. By the afternoon, we're partly cloudy, if not mostly sunny. High near the upper 90s and right around 100 degrees for the next 5 to 6 days. Is there pigweed in the air? Craving a... David, you always with the jokes, man. Upper level winds, let's show you what we got. We have a ridge of high pressure really dominant across the southeast. And you'll see as it moves farther east, that'll allow for some room and a little weakness over Texas. And that's what we're concerned about with Hurricane Beryl. Let me show you what happens through Wednesday and Thursday. The models, let me take off the my name right there. The models have it pushing through the Caribbean through Wednesday and Thursday. Pretty strong consensus on location. Passes through the Yucatan by about Friday and Saturday. And then watch what happens. That ridge moves east and weakens and allows for a northerly turn. We'll see if that verifies. Most of the models have it moving into Mexico a lot and where Alberto was, but the latest trend between yesterday and this morning is that northerly turn. We'll see if that happens, but anywhere from the panhandle of Florida to Texas to eastern Mexico needs to be on high alert for the potential at this system, because if it moves into the Gulf, the water is warm, and depending on the wind shear environment, that'll dictate more about it, but it could have a pretty strong likelihood at strengthening into another storm, because it's going to weaken as it moves into Mexico, but as it reemerges over water, that may result in a rapidly strengthening storm by Sunday and Monday. We'll watch and keep you posted on what happens. But right now, we are just sunny and dry here in South Texas. Here's your 14-day forecast. 100s for the next 4 to 5 days, maybe a degree not as hot on Wednesday, 4th of July. Triple digits, same thing on Friday this weekend. Maybe a little bit more cloud cover, partly cloudy, 97 to 98. And again, just to reiterate, depending on what happens with Beryl, if it moves into the Gulf, if it moves towards Texas, and if it strengthens, that'll mean more cloud cover for San Antonio, more rain chances, and also increasing coastal conditions. So for Corpus Christi, Port A, Rockport, Galveston, Brownsville, South Padre Island, that's where they could see increased rip current risks, high tides, some inundation and some coastal flooding because of the storm in the Gulf by Sunday and Monday later on in this week. And again, if that happens, it'll increase our cloud cover and bring down our temperature. So by next Monday, the 8th and 9th, our high temperature might only be in the lower to middle 90s, but we're not going to make that decision yet. We have to really watch how this system unfolds. And as it progresses through the Caribbean Sea, depending on how it moves into the Gulf and if it strengthens, and if our forecast models are agreeing on that idea and concept, we'll start to bring down the air temperatures by later on this week. But it's Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday that the best chance at rain would be here in San Antonio. Higher chance for rain for coastal counties for South Texas. Happy 4th, 4th of July in just a few days. Guadalupe, of course. Perfect. Oh, Billy, not going to fall for that, man. All right, 14-day forecast. Take a look. We're going to look at 100 degrees for the next 5 to 7 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 96 and 97. Again, if that storm strengthens in the Gulf of Mexico, we may bring down the temperatures lower to middle 90s, and that'll shift the winds around, increase our chance for rain, and bring down the temperatures below the July average, which is what we're hoping for. We're crossing our fingers for as well. All right, so we'll leave it on the extended forecast a little longer, guys. The 4th of July is just a few days away. Have a wonderful week. Be safe, stay cool, because this heat is not going anywhere. Right around 100 degrees for the next 5 days. Not as hot this weekend, but still hot nonetheless, 97, and hopefully that rain moves our direction and increases our cloud cover, our rain chances, and brings us cooler air by the 8th, 9th, and 10th into early next week. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you later. Tune in to Kent's 5 News at noon for the latest on everything you need to know around San Antonio.